Really? Hello, and welcome to Sheepdog Says. I'm Sheepdog, and I want to talk about Pokemon Go today because I've not done it for a little while. And it's not really because I want to talk about the game itself, but what I wanted to talk about was Bosco, bless him. Um, for weeks, he's been getting less and less and less interested in playing it, and I felt a little bit sad about that. We did the Larvitar Community Day the other week, and I've been building it up as the big day because Larvitar evolves into one of the most powerful Pokemon that you can fight with, and it's going to be useful for as long as the game's kind of around. So for them to have a community day where you could catch hundreds of them was great. So I got in the car, I said to him, we're going to drive this one because I'm going to stop at all the prime places and we're going to catch as many as we can. And after 2 hours, he just said to me, can I go home now? I'm a bit bored. And I was really like, oh, okay, I'll drive you home, fair enough. Dropped him off and I went out for another hour. I felt like such a loser. The last hour was so lonely and quiet. And I thought, why am I driving around on my own? He doesn't care. Why am I bothering? I was all a little bit kind of, oh no, he's growing out of it. He said he was never going to grow out of it when he was like more young and naive and said he would never grow out of it. So when I got back, I had a chat with him and said, oh, you know, are you all right? Are you bored of it now? And he said, no, I just wanted to go home. And I'm like, okay, I don't really believe you. And then I think that afternoon there was a raid on and I said, do you want to go do the raid? And he was like, can you just take my phone with you and do it for me? I was like, well, come on, no, you do it with me. And he was like, oh, I'm tired, I don't want to do it. And I was thinking, oh man, he's really getting bored of it. So all week I'd been like mentioning to him, oh, I took the gym for you, got you some coins, I've saved these up, I've got you this. And he's like, all right, okay. Yeah, cool. I said to him, I might get a shiny Kyogre if I go to the gym and catch it for him. And he's like, yeah, you do that. I'm going to stay here. And he's sat there playing Roblox on his Kindle, on his iPad. And I'm thinking, damn it, I've lost him to another game. That's it now. He's not interested anymore and all of this. And part of me was like, fair enough. You know, I had a good innings. He's going to dip in and out of it as we go. But then this week they brought out a new update, the friend and trading feature on the game. So now when you play Pokemon Go, you can add friends. So I've got a code which I'll put in the comments below. So if you play Pokemon Go, you can add me as a friend and then we can send each other gifts in the game. The idea is you spin a Pokestop every day, or every time you go out, you spin Pokestops. Some of them will give you a gift. You can only give that gift to somebody else. You can't open it yourself. And it will contain items and an egg usually. So if I've got egg space, you can only hold 9 eggs at a time. If I've got a space, I can take an egg from your gift and it will hatch into a special Pokemon from the Alolan region, which is like a tropical region. It means the Pokemon are normally found in other regions, but in this region they're slightly different. They've got different types or different colours or whatever, so they're special. So I told him about this and he was like, oh, that sounds really cool, but he still wasn't that fussed. He was just a bit kind of like, okay, no, that does sound good. And then the feature came out and he's just flipped again to being great about it and obsessed, and I love it. It's just like it was, I don't know, 6 months ago. This morning, 6 a.m. he came in, woke me up to say that he wanted to go out and spin some Pokestops and get some items that he could gift to his friends. He wanted to go and try and hatch one of his eggs. He wanted to see if he could catch any new things. They released a new legendary Pokemon. I mentioned yesterday that I went out to catch it. I mean, I wish I hadn't. Part of me feels like an idiot because he was really excited about that Pokemon coming out. And we were going to go raid for it when I got in from work. And then I caught it in my lunch break. And I did shoot myself in the foot. And it had made me nervous all day that he was going to just say, oh, I wanted to catch that and then get down. But actually, I rang my wife on my way home from work. And he answered the phone. And he said, Daddy, I've got a Regice. And I was like, I know. I was going to tell you about that when I got in. And he was like, it's really cool. And he said, I want to add you as a friend. And I said, I've already added you as a friend. I did it this morning because he was there when I did it. I said, so I've sent you a gift. Have you seen it? And he was like, I'm opening it now. And then he was telling me he'd got an egg and he's telling me that he'd got 10 potions or whatever. And when I got in, he was like, let's go out. Come on, let's go. Let's get in the car. So we went out for a drive around Deepin. And then this morning, when he came in, it was like 6 a.m. I woke up, I looked at the time and I just looked at him and said, no. I was like, I'm not getting up. So far too early, far too early. And he was like, oh. And then I'm laying in bed trying to get back to sleep thinking, I've ruined it again. I said, no, I should have just got up and done it. I should have struck while the iron was hot. I should have gone while he was up for it. But I come downstairs a couple of hours later, well, probably about 3 hours later, and he was still saying, "Come on, let's go out, let's go, let's go, let's go." And I said, "I've got to wait because you know the baby needed sorting, and my wife was doing sort of tidying up and stuff." And bless him, he waited patiently. I realised today, just as a bit of a sidetrack, today's the 30-day mark until we go on holiday, and Disney have this setup where you have to book 3 rides a day in advance so that you don't have to queue for them. But if you want to, you don't have to. So I realised at 5 to 12 that you have to do it from 12 o'clock. And if you want the big rides, you have to do it at 12 o'clock. So I was told him we'd go out, and then I had this mass panic as I realised that it was 12 o'clock. It was 30 days till we'd be going to Disney, and I needed to book Splash Mountain, Thunder Mountain, and the Peter Pan ride we oddly picked, which I don't remember going on, but someone told me it's a popular one. It looks quite cute in the little video I saw. But tomorrow at lunchtime, I've got to jump on there and book like a safari ride at Animal Kingdom and this, that and the other. So Bosco sat there like, oh, for God's sakes. And yeah, he finally got me out because he saw on the nearby radar there was a sun and a moon Pokemon that you can only get in America and England and Europe, and they just swapped places. And he doesn't have obviously the sun because it was in America for years, and so he saw one that appeared, and he was like, "We've got to go, we've got to go." So in the end, we jumped in the car and we sprinted across town. Bless him, we got out and he sprinted up the field to this point where that was on the picture. Little did he know that's not where it actually was. The point he ran to was actually someone's put it in wrong, so it shows that as the picture, but it's actually down this hill. So he's sprinting, and I'm saying to him, "It's over here." We're running down this hill, and then we caught it, and he was just like, "Yeah!" And then he told me he'd seen something else. One of the Alolan rats were on there. So normally the rat's purple, and this time it's black, and it has a different type to it. So then we got in the car and we're driving around again, and it was exactly like it used to be. And I thought, okay, he's not grown out of it. He's not bored of the game. He's bored of the fact the game hasn't released anything new for 4 or 5 months or whatever it's been. It can't have been that long actually, because I've done update vlogs about it. So yeah, it's just been a couple of months, I suppose. We're at a point now we've caught pretty much everything. He's down to needing 2 Pokemon. If he can get them better quicker. I only need 1 and he needs 2, and he can get them easier than I can get my 1. So he may end up completing the Pokedex quicker than me, which is gutting. One more story about the fact that he's back into it, which I'm really chuffed about. He was always called Team Bass. Obviously, Bass is our surname. It's a family. My wife set the account up because it was going to be her, Bosco, and Lampup sharing an account. Sorry, my dog's just randomly dropped something on my foot. So she called it Team Bass, whatever, but it was only ever been Bosco's account. So I said to him in passing, "You should change your name." And he said, "Oh, I want to be Bosco." And I was like, "Bosco's going to be taken. What do you want to put on it?" And I was like, "I'm Sheepdog 6K. And he was like, "Okay, I want to be Bosco 6K. So I changed the name, set it all up. It says, "Are you sure you can only change the name once?" I'm like, "Yep, he's asked for Bosco 6K. I let my friends know. Bosco's now Bosco 6K. So if you see him on there, it's not someone new, it's him. Send him some presents on the game as you can. First thing someone says to me is, "You realise that when you read it written out like that, it looks like it says boss and cock." And I was just stared at it. I was like, "No, it doesn't." And then I stared at it again, and I was like, oh, it kind of does. And then I didn't do anything about it because I just thought, no, it's all right, I'll forget about it. But every time I saw him in a gym or I saw the game, I was like, it does say that. Oh my God. So I emailed Niantic and I just said, "I know this is ridiculous, but I changed the name and I've realised the name could be considered offensive and it could be considered rude. I know it's not what it says, but some might think it does say something rude. Can I change the name?" And I didn't hear back from them, but then we were on it this afternoon and the game just forced us to change it. So I'm guessing they saw it and that no one had complained. They might have because we put him in a few gyms. But now he's on there as Bosco Bass number 1 or something like that. Bosco Bass 1, whatever number it is. But bless him, he was all proud of that then because he's gone from being Team Bass with a woman character that my wife had set up to Bosco Bass, a ginger-haired male character. So he feels like it's his account now. And I'm chuffed. He's back on the horse. He's back into it. I'm concerned about what more they can do because once we've hatched these, I think there's like 4 things you can hatch from the new Alolan eggs, the like yellow eggs that take 7 kilometers to hatch. Once he's hatched them, I guess he'll go back to being completely like void of stuff to do until we get to America, And then when we're back from that, I'm like, they need to bring something out in August now. But yeah, it'd be useful. Part of the reason I want to talk about the trade feature, I mean, he ripped me right off. I gave him a Pokemon he didn't have because he doesn't have anything I don't have. He gave me the worst Pokemon he had, but it cost me all of my Stardust to buy it off him. The things you do for kids. But he was well happy. Again, it got him back on it. He's loving it. He's had 3 new Pokemon in like 2 days. You know, there's lots more to hatch and do, so he's back on the horse, as I say. I'm thinking America should be fun for getting more things, but they're going to have to start releasing something new soon, otherwise he's going to start waning. I mean, to be honest, I get it. I start waning a little bit. I'm only into it because I like the battling side of it. I think if they bring him battling each other, he'll be obsessed again because he'll want to battle me constantly. He keeps wanting to trade with me, but we can't because it costs dust, and dust is finite. But yeah, what I was going to say as well is it's worth adding me if you do see the code in there. If you're ever going to go to any Eurogamer, if we ever do a Mature Gamer meetup, if you ever go to any of Kev's events, anything that we might meet at, it'd be useful if you play it, because then when we are there, I can give you Pokemon. I imagine you won't have anything I need, so I'm happy to basically spend heavy resources to give you what you need, but the more we back and forth with gifts and stuff, the cheaper it is to trade. So I'm hoping, I should have waited with Bosco really, but he was so eager to do it, I didn't want to risk letting him down. But once we're best friends on it, I can trade with him for like 100 dust, and I can just keep sending him stuff, which would be great. But I want it to get to a point where we can battle each other either on the internet or in person. I think that'd be really cool. That's the one feature now that it's missing that I think would be awesome. I'll lose all my time to it then. As one last thing to sum up, what shocked me about the friend thing is I thought I played this game excessively. I looked at it and Bosco's caught 3,500 Pokemon, which sounds like a lot. I've caught 11,500, which sounds like a lot. My friend Calvin has caught 30,000 Pokemon. No, 20,000 Pokemon, which sounds like a lot. But then our mutual friend Dan has caught 35,000. And he knows someone who's caught in the mid-50s, but I know someone who's caught over 65,000, and all of that's dwarfed by someone we all know who's caught 85,000 Pokemon. You compare them in a spectrum, I feel like I'm so far down the casual end now that I'm a little bit disappointed in myself. I've got to a point where I only need to catch one more, and I've caught them all, yet I've only caught like a fraction of what most of the people I know. I'm nowhere near hardcore on it, and I feel really disappointed that I thought I was heavily into this and it was something that I could basically claim I'd played excessively, and then I look at it and I'm like, I've not even scratched the surface. I mean, that's only one way to measure it. I imagine distance travelled was much lower for everyone. When I look at Bosco's settings, scores and everything, he's travelled the least distance, he's caught the least Pokemon, he has hatched the least amount of eggs, but he only needs 2 more. So he's basically been the most efficient possible player imaginable. And I imagine that's because I've probably got mine out all the time going, oh, you don't need that, you don't need that, you don't need that. Oh, Bosco, there's something you need there, get your phone out and catch it. And so he's been much more efficient. But no, it's funny to read the stats, and it's entertaining seeing what people have done, because it tells you, like, oh, so-and-so's just caught this, so-and-so's just caught that, and you can read through and see it, and see whose buddies people have and stuff like that. So it is interesting. It's another reason to get back into the game if you're not already into it. It's worth doing it if you're struggling to get certain things. Other people can help you now, so it has got that more social aspect to it. Anyway, that is everything. Thanks very much for watching. Appreciate it. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you've got a friend code that you want me to add you. Put it in the comments and I will add you. I promise. Although you only got a limit of 200 and I'm already at about 50 from locals, so I know there's not going to be 150 people in the comments, but over time that's going to fill up. Yeah, just let me know how you're getting on, if you are still playing it. How far off the completed Pokédex are you? And yeah, just let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear from you all. Hope you're having a great weekend so far, and I'll see you tomorrow.